2 wickets remaining. England will hope to extend that lead this morning before the seamers get to work on a pitch which is still offering plenty. Now, the new ball is available for Pakistan, but really today all eyes are on Pakistan's batting, which failed in the first innings. 1-7-1 compared with 3-6, 6-8. England's lead as Mike Lafton staying 195. Good morning to you, DK. Welcome along to Mark Wood. Good numbers, Woody, if you're an England supporter.
Yes, dominant position, day 3. This is exactly where England would want to be. You know, bowl them out. If you win the toss and ball, you want to bowl them out cheaply, and then you want to put on big runs. And England have done that really well. And more so, I've been impressed with how assured the batting's looked. I think at times yesterday I didn't see flamboyancy or something where you think out of the ordinary. They've just played and waited for Pakistan to miss, and now they're in this great position.
They didn't need to be flamboyant yesterday, though, did they?
No, I don't think Pakistan was up to mark with their bowling because they had spells where they controlled the innings, but a lot of bad balls coming.
It's DK, 26 tests for India in his career.
With bad balls, they didn't bowl to field at times, and that didn't help the situation for Pakistan, but definitely did help England and their batters.
55 boundaries England hit in that first innings. Now, if I show you this wagon wheel, Woody, you tell me, as a bowling unit, is that acceptable to be going to all parts
Look
of
at
the
that, 55 boundaries
The
just
straight
today.
answer is no. I think, you know, I try and be positive, or you've got to look at the positive things as a team, but I think they'll know that's just not good enough at international level. And unfortunately, I think, you know, when they're setting fields, like DK said, at times they went 7-2, so maybe you can understand a little bit that it might look skewed. But the amount of times they were cut or back foot drive through the offside, then they would be too straight and get clipped. I actually thought the spin-up was okay, but then I can think of them being back cut for 4, broke, fine sweep for 4, so they've been both sides of the wicket. And I just, you're talking about international class of bowling, I don't think that was a good reflection yesterday.
The one bright spot for Pakistan yesterday was Ali Usman with 5 wickets. Great. Got some turn. On occasion, bowled some absolute jaffers. Was he consistent enough?
The straight answer to that would be no. I think he did obviously bowl good balls. He got purchased from the wicket. Right from the outset, he hit the sticker quite a bit when they were defending, which is a good sign. Now, if you want to build up pressure constantly, yes, he got 5 wickets and he bowled well and probably the pick of the bowlers. But if you want to keep applying pressure in international cricket, you've got to be a lot more consistent with your line and leg. And he will know it more than anybody else. He's come through the ranks in Pakistan domestic cricket, and not all days he would be as lucky as he was yesterday. The pitch offering turn in Leeds. How many left-arm spinners have come in the near past in Leeds and picked up 5 wickets on day 2 of a test match? I can't think. He's obviously had the luxury of doing that, and he did it quite well. But did he stem the flow of runs? Not really. I did think he got back cut a bit too much. He bowled full at times, and they said defensive fields at the start, then started attacking. But I thought he could have bowled a bit better than what he did. But in spite of all that, they're best bowler.
I will be positive here and say, actually, for like DK says, with a day 2 pitch in Leeds, you wouldn't expect spin. Now, he did get a couple of spin, and then he got a couple of go straight on as well. And whether that's natural variation in the pitch, I'm not quite sure. But what I will say is, for his style of bowling, he got 4 of the England batters out. So maybe Lawrence up the chimney, but the other 4, he got them out. It wasn't as if they've just slogged them up in the air. So he'd be the one positive, I would say, from yesterday for Pakistan.
Well, there was a little bit of turn yesterday, but also some seam movement. Now, England's seamers are a bit quicker than Pakistan's. Will that be the main threat today, Nas?
Yeah, I mean, first thing I'd say, it's an excellent surface. You come here and we haven't had 2 days cricket because of the rain, and 2 seamers have got 5 for, and a spinner's got 5 for, and there's been nearly 550 runs scored, which is absolutely ideal. Stuart Broad, has this pitch done as much as you thought it would? How's it played? When you first turned up and you looked at it, how's it played?
It's been a bit drier than I thought it would be, but obviously with the weather we've had over the last few months, that was probably quite a good thing to expect. When I first saw it the morning before the toss, I thought it looked an absolute beauty to bat on. I thought there'd be some movement in that first hour with the brand new ball, but I thought there'd be a lot of runs. I certainly didn't expect Pakistan to be bowled out for under 200. But actually there has been more movement than I expected. And the England seam has got good seam movement. A little bit in the air, but it's been the seam that's been the real threat. And there's an old saying, Otis Gibson, a great friend of mine, mentor, says it's not what the ball does, it's where it does it from. And England were relentless in where they put the ball. And Pakistan, yes, they got movement, but they bowled too many bad balls, and that's why England got so far ahead.
Well, they got that movement from a full length. You always say when you come to Headingley, bowl full, it's risk reward. You have to pitch the ball up here, and you can see England's two most successful bowlers, Robinson and Tongue, have bowled that fullest length around about 6.4 metres. How easy is it for bowlers to adjust to get that full length?
Actually, at Headingley, it can be really difficult, and that's why away teams can struggle as bowlers a little bit because they haven't bowled him out of overs as like a Robinson or a Tongue would have done on this ground because of the slope. So you can miss your length. Actually, I think Tongue didn't bowl that fantastically well until he made the breakthrough of Emmanuel Haq, and then he bowled at the lower order and was able to get that fuller length and bring the stumps into play.
Top the stumps as much as you can, bring that into play. And then, of course, with the left-handers of Pakistan, I think you mentioned Fordley there, that brings the off-spin of Root and Lawrence into play. So I wouldn't be surprised if England goes seam dominant first, save those cracks as a little bit up and down, but then you can almost back the spin from one end and then let your seamers fly from the other.
No 100 for England yesterday. The top scorer was Harry Brook, 91 on his home ground. Last year he made 99. He was desperate for a home century. It wasn't to be. He played beautifully. He spoke earlier with Nasser.
Harry, thanks for your time. Well played again yesterday. Your game looks in good order at the moment.
Thank you, first of all. Yeah, it was nice to get some time out in the middle there and get a decent score. A little bit disappointed I didn't get to 3 figures, but I feel like we're in a really strong position today to push this test forward.
Did you go to bed last night thinking of the 91 runs you got or the 9 you didn't?
Definitely the 9 I didn't. No, I was very disappointed in the manner I got out, and obviously being that close to another 100. Yeah, it was disappointing, but like I said, it's nice to be in front of the game.
You missed out on one last year. I don't need to remind you of that. Was that in the back of your mind? You wanted to get there as quickly as possible last night?
Yeah, a little bit. I like to score quick, as everybody knows. I didn't feel like I played any rash shots of sort yesterday. I felt like I didn't really need to do that on that surface and just try and back time really. And it was disappointing I didn't get there, but again, it's nice that we're in front of this game and we can really push this game forward today.
You said yourself there, no rash shots and just back time. Is that because of the new regime, post-Bazball? You and the team are going to play differently, you in particular?
I think it's just about reading the conditions as much as possible and reading that surface. On that surface yesterday, I didn't feel like I really needed to do anything. There wasn't really any lateral movement as dangerous as what we've faced before. So I felt like I could just play my natural game, back my defence, and pick up the runs here and there. On a different day when it's nipping around a little bit more, I might have a different game plan. But out there yesterday, I felt like I could just bat.
What about the plan that sides have come up against you with the keeper standing up? We saw that in Australia, we saw it against New Zealand, we've now seen it with Rizwan coming up. How does that change you in your technique? What is it making it more difficult for you and Joe?
I actually don't mind the keeper up, to be honest. I've been brought up with the keeper up all the time in club cricket and facing in the academy on a Saturday or whatever. They always used to have the keeper up, so it's not out of the ordinary for me to face that. Obviously, there are a lot more skillful bowlers, but yeah, you just got to back your defence, and it's always naturally going to be difficult if there is a little bit there for the seamers as well. So you just got to back your defence and really put the bad ball away when you get one.
I know they've been around a while, the pair of them, but nice to see Dan Lawrence and Jordan Cox play so well. I mean, there's a lot written about England red ball cricket, but there is some depth there, and they showed it yesterday.
Yeah, they both played phenomenally well, and Coxie was a really good innings, and yeah, he put them under pressure, and every time that they slightly missed, he smacked it to the boundary, and same with Loz. He was always looking to score, and it was nice to just keep on rotating that strike through the middle when we were batting together.
Can I just talk to you about your game? There's a lot written and spoken. We did it yesterday in the rain fill up there. Myself and Stuart and Ian Ward, we dissected your game. Do you ever sit there, A, do you listen, B, do you ever sit there going, do you know what, lads, I average 53, I'm doing all right?
I don't. I try and stay away from all that, to be honest.
Harry.
I said the other day I got into a little bit of a rabbit hole by reading all sorts, and everybody's entitled to their own opinions. But I try and have this little bubble, and I try and trust the people that I'm working with closely, for example, Martin Spate, who I use a hell of a lot, who was my school coach. I've grown up with him, used him since I was 13, 14 years old, and I trust his opinion and his judgment over my game more than anybody else, really. And yeah, I said the other day as well, as a fan, I can remember coming here and watching Baz McCullum open the batting for Warwickshire against Yorkshire in a T20. I'd only come to watch him. He gets out in the first over, and I was devastated. I turned around to my dad and said, "Can we just go home now?" So I can understand what people think when I do get out playing a rash shot, or play an innings which is really good, and then
That's bad
give it
going in
away.
after one over. Think you could go home now.
I just want to be a match
Well,
winner
some
for
people
England and
just
try my best
do
and
go
put
just
us
to
in
watch
as
one cricket.
many good positions as possible.
What about the captaincy? You were vice captain to Ben Stokes. You were overlooked at the Oval when he was left out. You've been overlooked again. Have you had discussions with Rob Key what you need to do to get the job in the long term? Do you want the job in the long term?
That's something to think about down the line, to be honest. I think Ruti's done a really good job so far. He's been extremely calm. He's got a hell of a lot of experience now from his last stint as captain. 60 odd tests, highest ever win ratio for a captain, or win games won as a captain. So I think he's definitely the right man, and I'm standing by his side for as long as he does it. And yeah, it's something to think about in the future. I just want to stay present for now.
But the general, sorry, push you on this, but the general point, because I've been very impressed with you in white ball cricket and the way you're starting to turn that round with Baz McCullum. But in the modern era, can one player like you play across formats
Can
and
you do all
captain
three?
across formats? The general point.
I don't know. You don't know until you've tried it, do you? It's obviously, it wouldn't be an easy job. You'd be a hell of a lot of time away from the game thinking about it as well. I already do that with the white ball side. It's like you get a little few minutes to yourself, and you're thinking about who you could bring in if there's injuries and whatnot. So yeah, it would be a tough job, but I've said it a few times now. You wouldn't know until you've given it a go.
Final question. We saw yesterday how much this place means to you. Missing out on 100 here again. There's no men's test here till 2029. There's no Ashes test here, men's, next year. It's a fortress. As a player, are you disappointed with that?
Slightly, to be honest. I think we've had a hell of a lot of success here as well in Test match cricket. You go back to 2019 in the Ashes when Stokesy played that ridiculous innings. The last Ashes Test match we played here a couple of years ago as well, where we kept the Ashes alive. And I personally love playing here. It's a great venue. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite grounds to bat on as well. And it is disappointing, but we don't make them decisions. The hierarchy make them decisions, and we just get told where to play.
Well, you could make it 7 in a row in the next couple of days, so good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, we'll come on to that topic of conversation in due course. Let's remind you how well Harry played yesterday. DK, a number of things stood out for me in that interview. One, though, was he started to read a few bits and pieces in the paper. There's been a lot of column inches, good and bad, for Harry Brook. He said, "I've now stopped doing that. I'm trusting the people I'm working with. I'm going back to my childhood coach, Martin Spate. Is that the right thing to do?"
First of all, I think that was a very good interview. Some lovely questions, and he answered it very honestly, I thought. And as somebody who's been part of a team, it's very important that you insulate yourself within that small little bubble that exists, because there's going to be a lot of pundits, commentators, people who played the game. All of them have opinions. All are probably right. All are relevant. But the fact is that the ones that you are in that bubble matters to you the most from a team point of view. And if you have a fallback option or a strong option like what Harry Brook has in his repertoire in terms of having a coach who he's worked with for a long time, it doesn't get better than that, because you can always go to them and they'll always give you honest feedback. If they can see what others are saying and they're able to almost filter out what's good and what's not, and then pass on the
Let's
information to
my
Harry
boy.
Brook based on what they feel, that's a much more healthier way to deal with the situation.
We had this conversation yesterday, Woody, actually, in the rain delay. He's averaging 53 in Test match cricket. It's almost like, because he's so good, we're expecting to average 68 or something.
Yeah, and sometimes I think that can be a little bit unfair and hard to go by, because the way that he is playing is getting them those sort of numbers. I think the frustration that he touched on there is that reading the game situation. So at times he can play like that, at times, you know, counter-attack or whatever he wants to play, but then at times when he mentioned, I think the word he used was give it away. If he feels like he's giving it away or he's putting the team under pressure, I think just speaking there, it sounds like he's matured a little bit on his thoughts of saying, right, when is the right time to press the go button and when is the right time to just rein it in and play it?
We're
Well, he played beautifully yesterday. He made 91. Now, of course, we're at Headingley, home of Yorkshire County Cricket Club, who have had their issues on and off the field over the last few years. They're on a slightly better footing now. Why? Well, we'll be speaking to their CEO next.
Premier League football is back, and it's Arsenal
I
against
wonder what the
Coventry
result's gonna
Friday
be.
night football,
Arsenal
6:30, Sky Sports.
For that one.
Very good morning to Headingley. Bright sunshine greets both sets of players this morning, which is good news after 2 rain-shortened days. And we start day 3 with England leading by 195. They bowled Pakistan out for 171. They have 366 for 8 in reply. 16 from 35 balls. And he's just got Jofra Archer and Josh Tong for company. So we might see him playing quite aggressively this morning as England look to push that lead up over 200. And then it'll be down to the bowlers and down to Pakistan's top order to see how far they can extend this game. See whether they can give themselves a chance by batting well second time around, give their bowlers something to work with. Plenty of cricket left yet in this game. Mohammad Abbas. Good morning, Stuart Broad, how are you?
I'm very well. Good to see the blue sky here at Headingley after a few cloudy days, a bit of rain around, and Pakistan batters will be delighted that the clouds aren't rolling in, because there has been movement in this surface. You could argue it's still a day 3 pitch and should be a good day for batting. Pakistan will have to get these 2 wickets early and get nearly 400 runs to stay in this game.
That's a good ball. That's beaten Smith, who was just pushing forward.
Well, I'm not doing it, I told you.
Mohammad Abbas.
Charlie, go get the
look at
washing.
the economy rates of the Pakistan attack.
Tony's
Just
got
Saram Shazad's going
Tony's
at
coming now, just
5.84, nearly 6
Look
and
at
over.
us,
Mohammad Ali, more than 4.5
go to the
over.
side door, Charlie.
Ali Osman, even though he took 5, is going at 4. So Mohammad Abbas, just that economy rate under 3,
It's good ball though,
shown
isn't
that
it?
he's been the most
Wow, but
accurate
it's a quite
of the bowlers so far. He's only taken
it's some
1
kind of ball
wicket,
that balls really well with the balls, isn't he? He's really good when you watch him ball.
there or thereabouts,
It's not
as
bad
you'd
ball,
expect
is
him
he?
to be.
You do, yeah. That's never right. I don't know if you want to. Look.
Did you put it on the end?
Remember that second new ball is available. Hasn't been taken at the start of the day, I suppose, because they may want most to bowling 5 to 92. But I can't imagine Stuart Broad that with that new ball available that you'd be running in fresh at the start of the day and not want it.
I'd be demanding it. Demanding.
What if the captain though said, "Well, I want my spinner to keep going because he's taken 5 wickets yesterday, so you'll have to bowl with him."
Spinner and cricket.
Get the spinner to bowl the new one.
Why would you think going forward for Pakistan is this bowlers that go in there? They bowl really well.
With seam in this
Wow.
pitch, as we've just seen, from an 82 overall ball, be a brand new one, and they'll be off this pitch in 15 minutes.
Yeah, well. Yeah, but it's a weird above the ball a good line, don't they? They don't.
Quite fun captaining you. There might have been the odd argument here or there.
But it wouldn't even been a conversation with Jimmy Anderson. He just grabbed the ball out of his pocket and said, "Right, we're bowling with this one."
Absolutely, yeah, don't you? You can see that, don't you? Oh, yes, mate.
Well, Ali Osman was the lone good story really for Pakistan yesterday. 5 for 92, 23 overs.
Yeah.
Well, some bad balls amongst that.
What
But a lot of good ones.
did he in
Well,
his
bounced
career?
Spin right from
But then you would
the
expect
off
him to go back on.
He's got it Nice
Say,
little
wouldn't
arm
you?
ball, so he threatens